Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a sewer tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 18610 Southwest Longacre Street here in Beaverton. We're located on the rooftop. We've got a 3-inch ABS vent. This is the main vent. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. I do currently have water running, and I'm going to zero out the camera length counter here at the base of the cleanout, right here. And I will refer to this spot right here as the point of access. Here we go. And because of the point of access, they're much harder than just a standard clean out, so I'm going to keep the camera moving very quickly so I don't lose momentum and stop short. Here we go. Okay, so right here, it looks like 52 feet, the line transitions from, well, I'll have a better look when the line is all drained out, but it looks like it's switching over to terracotta clay pipe here, and it looks to be 4-inch. It's hard to see, there's a really tough angle there on that. And I do want to check that out very closely on the way back. It looked like there may have been some roots coming through that joint there. And possibly something else going on. It looked like the joint may be separated there as well. But we'll have a much better look once we get the line drained out. As it's looking like just in front of the camera head here is the main lateral. I'm going to get the line drained out now, let it, or turn the water off, let it totally drain out. Okay, so I just located the camera head here, and we're still about 10 feet or so from the street curb. So I'm not sure if we have already hit some sort of terminus or main lateral. I'm not sure, but travel through a lot of pipe here to not get to the main. It does look like just up ahead there, there is a T connection about 3 feet in front of the camera. I'm going to go ahead and start reeling back here. I'm wondering if there is a tie-in just in front of the camera head there coming from the top of the pipe, so it's possible the line hit like an easement or something. There's a root intrusion there. Roots coming through that joint. Got some more roots here, about 100 feet. So throughout this, some of the terracotta there, the line is totally drained out. Looks like the line has settled some, causing some standing water. It never exceeded about really more than 1/4 of an inch. It's fairly minimal, but again, there are root intrusions in a few of the joints I've noticed here so far. I'm going to pull back here and see if I can find a tie-in for a clean out possibly, which would make it a lot easier to scope all the way to the end of the line. Well, I attempted to look for a clean out and was unable to find one, unfortunately. I don't think that it's hard to see, but I don't think there's a tie-in here for a clean out exactly. Well, the problem is up on this roof here, I have a terrible light glare on the screen. It looks like there may actually be a tie-in right here, and I located it right out near where there's some digging that's been done on the side of the house, I think in an attempt to find the clean out, and where I located it is right in that area, so it's very close, and it's probably going to be necessary to find that. Just for the I am going to recommend the line be sleeved, and that's because of the root intrusions that are there. The standing water is actually quite minimal in this situation, which is why I'm not necessarily recommending the line be excavated. Because it's only about a 1/4 inch, I don't even, at no point when I was scoping, did I see anything that really exceeded about 3/8 to 1/2 of an inch at most. And with the cost, or the savings in cost to do a sleeve, I think you're going to be just fine with a little bit of standing water in there with new smooth plastic pipe. Especially as long as this line has been here, which is many, many years, there's very little debris buildup in the line. So that's telling me that standing water is not affecting flow all that much. And the current roots that are in there have not gotten to a point where they're catching a lot of debris that comes through. But again, roots often persist to that point, which is why I'm recommending the line be sleeved, and for 2 reasons. One, to take care of the current roots. You could do a spot repair, but the cost difference, it doesn't really make sense to do a spot repair versus just updating the whole line. It's just kind of a waste of money at this point. To do a sleeve would fully update the line, and it will seal out any other roots that may intrude in the future, which is quite likely. There's some very large trees in the yard which have very big and powerful root systems, and as the line gets older and roots continue to grow, it's very likely that there will be intrusions in other spots in the line, which is why I'm recommending a full sleeve. If that's not done, I would recommend the line be jetted on a routine basis to cut the roots out, as well as using root killing foam to keep them at bay from growing back very quickly. But overall, the line is at least all the way out to 120 feet. Unfortunately, I cannot get beyond that point, and I don't know exactly where the line terminates. So there is that unknown section of the line. But if a repair is done or a sleeve, it's likely they'll access through that. I believe there is actually a clean out there now that I had a second look. But they should run a camera from that point all the way out to check that last bit of the line that can't be seen. I just can't get the camera to go all the way that distance from the roof vent here, unfortunately. I do recommend checking and make sure that everything beyond where I stopped is in decent condition. And then I think a sleeve in this situation, even with the minor standing water, I think is the better way to go. It's going to save a lot of money versus excavation. But currently, with the roots the way they are, there's not a whole lot of debris buildup. It does look like the line is draining out actually quite well all the way out to at least 120 feet, despite the standing water and stuff. But again, those roots will generally eventually get to a point where they're catching debris and plugging up the line, so don't want to see that happen in the future.